Hi Taurus, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your January 2025 messages, and it's going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to start out with our Kipper message. Don't be startled. Unexpected income, we love. And coffin, we don't love. But stay with me. Okay. You are going to receive unexpected income, potentially from a death. I'm not going to say that it's going to happen in January, so I don't want you like being all afraid. Not everybody, and this is a very, I would say a very like a specific person or two. But for others of you, it's the unexpectedly receiving an award of some kind, being rewarded for something that you've done. So a bonus at work, or even I'm getting for some of you, like, do I want to say severance? With a severance, typically it leads to a layoff, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that. But it could definitely be in relation to work. So a big message that I'm getting here is some of you have a job that pays the bills, and what's happening is you want to do something else and you're just not sure how that's going to work out. There's like this big question mark. But with the coffin being here, it's like you have to leave that to then change the energy so that it flows into a different direction, which, if you don't know, energy is also money. And so you have to end something, leave something behind, put it in a box, nail it shut, close it, and move forward in order to have the unexpected happen, in order to bring good fortune to you. Because I feel like this is you wanting that new beginning. Now, does the new beginning only have to be about a job? No. It could definitely be closing a deal on a house or a new home, and you trying to figure out, like, how am I going to get the money? What actually, there's more money than you think in that pot. Does that make sense? So it just really depends on what your goals are and what, direction your life is headed into. But there is something very unexpected here. For those of you looking for love, I would say that your single life is coming to a close. And for those of you that are in connections, I'm getting that whatever was holding you two behind, it's basically you're getting what you want. So take that how it resonates. I'm not going to get too deep into it, especially because this is not a love reading. These are our general messages for January. So I'm going to leave that there, and we'll see how this pans out for the rest of the reading. Share your voice is your oracle message. So this is about coming out of a cave and expressing yourself. So you've been lying dormant. You've had something to say for quite some time and you're not saying it. You haven't said it, you're not saying it. And so, Aries got a similar message where there's someone that in your life that is kind of like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Beetlejuice, but if you see the movie Beetlejuice and Lydia is trying to say Beetlejuice's name to basically make him go back to where he came from, he keeps throwing things over her mouth, and it was and I'm seeing that now. It's like she says his name. Actually, it's not Lydia, it's the ghost. And anyway, he throws something at her mouth and it's a zipper, and she unzips it and she says his name again, and then he throws like a metal thing over her mouth. And so it's like that, like you're trying to get that thing off of your mouth because you have something to say in it. And also, the difference between you and Aries message is, I feel like with your message, and I'm not going to get into Aries, if you want you can go listen to that one, but for you, I feel like you're the one who's silencing yourself. And so in that regard, it's like Beetlejuice is a ghost, the person he's doing that to is a ghost, and so essentially you are fighting yourself in this situation, where you're telling yourself perhaps like you're not good enough, or you can't express yourself because of whatever it is that you feel that you need to express. But you definitely have something to say. I think that this comes from something that you have experienced. Now this could be something to say to the public, or it could be something to say to someone around you, or it feels like an audience though, more than like an individual. So, you know, take it how it resonates, but it feels more like you have something to say to like this group. And maybe you are like in a group setting, so like group therapy, or just like finding like a meetup group and like in that group talking kind of thing. But it feels very community based. Like I keep seeing like a lot of people around. Mostly adults though. I'm not seeing a lot of children. Just that might be random. But it just feels like you definitely want to voice something. With your tarot messages here, you have strength, Six of Voices, which is the Six of Swords in this suit, and the Emperor in reverse. So again, what I'm getting with these is, I feel like I need to tell you that you are capable of succeeding. You are capable of going after what it is that you want to go after. It shouldn't feel forced. It shouldn't be something that you are forcing to do. So like, I'm telling you this, I'm giving you this message, and now like don't feel obligated to do it, but it feels more like this should feel very natural to you. So if there's something that does not feel natural about this, then don't force it in that way. But it's a very organic process, and these words that are coming out of your mouth are, they're just flowing. There's no thinking. There's like this very clear message and channel that is coming through. You're operating from your heart space, and so that is also coming up. I'm seeing like it's an interesting like it's very flowy, like it's very oh, and I'm like, it's very orchestrated, but it's not you doing the orchestration. I feel like this is spirit guiding you, because the flow is coming from up here and it's flowing down into your crown, way down, stopping at your throat. It's glowing here, and then it comes also, it goes to your heart, but it stays here in the upper chakras. And so these are your upper chakras, where they are more connected to source and spirit. And so that's where it's coming from. That's why it's coming so very natural to you. But there's this flow, and it's like this symphony that is like, what's that song? I think it's called Bittersweet Symphony, where it starts off with the violin. And then it's like the slow progression of all the other instruments. And that's what is happening here. That's what's happening. But in this, it's such a beautiful, like, lighthearted energy. And like, even just me saying that, like, I feel so light. And then I look down at this Emperor in reverse, and I feel like, why though? Like, why do you feel like you can't do this, or you're not good enough? And it could be connected to that money. You're like, but I already know where I'm getting money from. I don't want to know what that feeling of lack is, because I know what that feeling of lack feels like, and I don't want that anymore. And maybe money is the source of that, but the Emperor is in charge. And when things are meant for you, then they will always come to you, no question. There should be no hesitation or question about that. The Empress is really asking you, look at that light. on her chest to tune in. To tune in and look at the Seven of Pentacles here. Tune into this, feel into this, know that you are abundant, know that you are not lacking. It's like you have to constantly remind yourself. I'm also getting the number 7 for you, which is about patience and having faith in the journey and the process and trusting the process. So yeah, this feels very much very nurturing, very caring, very good intended. So I would just keep going that way, because I feel like you're investing your time, money, energy, one or all of the above, and I feel like you will be rewarded for that. I don't, it doesn't feel like it's a fail, but because you don't have like the answer, like you don't have, like, you don't know for 100% certainty, and that's kind of what's causing your delay essentially. But Athame is your oracle advice here, and this is about being very direct. It's a masculine energy. It's not giving, your actually it's not taking, you're giving to this thing, you're investing in this thing. So again, with the voice, you have to, with the sword here, you have something to say, like share your voice is what your card says. You definitely have something to say. You have to tap into the masculine energy of giving, and you'll get there. Your angel message is remain positive, holding on to optimism over pessimism, best case scenario, instead of playing the worst scenario game. And that's how you get what you want. That's how you succeed. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time. Bye.